Hello, I am Avery,
And I am Lily.
and we are back for another episode of From the Closet. Today we are covering Raya and the Last Dragon. And this recording has been delayed and delayed and delayed so many times.
And this time it wasn't delayed by the fact I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, at least
That
that's,
was an accomplishment.
yeah, a lucky accomplishment, I would say.
Okay.
But yeah, it's probably still going to come out on time because we've planned so far ahead. But yeah,
What is on time for this?
nothing's ever on time.
Hmm.
So anyway, this was the latest movie from the Disney Animation Studios. Came out, I think, came out pretty early in 2021. The same day as the WandaVision finale, which I personally found annoying because they had us Disney basically had us going coming to Disney Plus to watch something every single Friday when WandaVision was coming out, and then they had The Falcon and the Winter Soldier scheduled to release 2 Fridays after the WandaVision finale. They could have released Raya and the Last Dragon on the Friday in between, but no, they didn't. So that was kind of weird. I didn't even know that it had come out.
I haven't watched WandaVision at all, so...
We'll get to WandaVision eventually. We just got to get through, the entire MCU up to Far From Home first. But yeah.
It's wild, man.
Yeah, the MCU is pretty long and stuff. Kind of glad we're not covering any of the TV shows before Phase 4. Because then that would just take forever.
Phase forever. You walked into that one.
Shut up. Anyway.
It just occurred to me that we have been 5 minutes and we haven't talked about the movie yet.
No, we haven't. Wait, have we seriously reached 5 minutes already?
No, I'm assuming.
Wow. Well, you know what they say about
only
assuming.
2 minutes. Wow. This is why you don't assume we've only reached 3 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd reached 5. Would be crazy if we had. Anyway, so about this movie, basically you start the opening narration just kind of sounds like what I would expect. It sounds and looks like what I would expect from a video game right before the title screen.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's kind of the vibe I get from this whole movie. It feels like it should have been a video game. Maybe opening with a stealth segment at the beginning where, you're playing as Raya and you're trying to get to the Dragon Gem. And then you have that little fight with Benja at the end. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole of chapter 1. And I don't know, maybe throw in some... try to figure out how to... The most rocky part for the idea of this being a video game would be trying to figure out how to incorporate the entire section of Raya and Namari...
Raya losing?
Yeah. Raya and Namari becoming friends, and then Namari betraying Raya.
That could be cutscene. That could be cutscenes.
That could be a cutscene, but it would be a particularly long cutscene, I think. But yeah, that whole section, going through and stealing all the dragon gems, it's a variety of different ways you could go about doing that in a video game. And the other
Disney,
the other people that she the other people that she befriends along the way would be team members that you recruit to your party.
Interesting. Would this be team members an RPG where you take turns, or be were you able to switch out during a 2D platformer?
I feel I feel like it would be similar to a Warriors style game, but with stealth segments.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Though
I think it would have worked really well as a video game because we would have gotten more time to get to know the characters and get
that is,
more
yeah.
emotionally invested in them.
Disney Interactive, take notes.
Jesus. But yeah, uh, I don't know. It's just I was more emotionally invested on the second time watching. My first time watching this, I
Interesting.
did not even tear up at all at any portion of the movie.
Hmm.
And then the second time through, I kind of did tear up a little at the end.
I teared up a little at the end. It also, I just want to say, the people in Stone, like, it's been a long time since, they became Stone, and from the end of the movie, not aged a day.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was kind
they
of the
gotta
whole
teach,
point. And to
they
me,
gotta,
like, that felt like it was copying Infinity War and Endgame a little bit.
really? Hmm.
Yeah,
I can
because
see it.
yeah, like after there was a whole 5 years difference between the snap and everybody coming back, and
I
then
actually did not know exact time, but when you said that, I was like, well, I guess it makes sense that there was a bit of a difference.
in this movie it was 6 years.
It was only 6 years. Hmm.
Yeah,
Honestly, when I watched the movie, I always thought it was like longer than that.
I mean it
Just based on
literally says 6 years later. Uh,
I I forgot about that. Like the moment after I saw Raya, and saw how she changed.
Raya is like really cool, just like probably the most
Raya's.
badass Disney princess. And before, I think Rapunzel kind of had that title.
I'm sorry, I know you like Tangle, but Rapunzel ain't got shit to Raya.
No, she doesn't.
I Raya is so. I love her design, especially.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Um,
moments where it did feel like kind of like an old western, even though this is like a Southeast Asian type deal. I suppose it's mostly like Raya's outfit, especially that moment when she's like
oh yeah,
walking out of Spine, prepared to face Namari. It just kind of felt like the vibe I got from old western duels.
I just imagine, she's walking out there like there can only be one of us around here.
I love Tuk Tuk. Tuk Tuk is just fantastic.
Oh yeah, I love like I remember seeing it, what she was writing in, after the time difference. I was like, wait, that's Tuk Tuk?
Yeah, he's a bug. But
So
anyway,
there
yeah.
is one thing that has puzzled me, like through the movie. Like, how was this plague born?
Well, they literally said it. Like they're born from human like discord.
Though it said that, back in their time, everyone was connected. I guess not as connected as everyone thought, but
Yeah. And like I don't know, I kind of sort of feel like the Droon are a metaphor for climate change.
definitely could be.
Cuz like it
You
feels
know,
like, humanity should come together to try to like fight the Droon and get rid of the Droon, but they don't. They just like keep putting it off and fighting over pointless shit. Like near the end of the movie, Raya just goes on a personal revenge quest against Namari, um, and like they have this whole fight, and I'm like, dude, the Droon are like right out there. They're about to kill everyone. Stop fighting over this.
I mean, I think that's like really what everyone like. That's the vibe that they're going for.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the whole point, and it's also like a similar situation with like Sisu and like her positivity just
Hmm.
feeling like unnatural. That's supposed to like that realization is supposed to feel awkward.
So I really like Sisu, and she made a lot of good points about you can't trust the world because no one can trust each other, and everyone's like that's someone else's fault that you can't trust each other, but really everyone's plays a part in that.
Yeah. And like I also love like near the end when they're like making a plan to get the last dragon gem piece, and like Sisu's plan seems like absolutely ridiculous when she's saying it out loud, but it actually ends up working.
Was it
Kinda.
like give the queen a cake?
No, it was like give Namari a gift, and then like she would give over the last gem piece. That's kind of what happened, but not really.
I mean, I've just been like, so just gone to the offering tables, like, so you give us the last dragon piece, the Drune's gone. Like, there is no reason why you should not give us this last dragon piece.
And then Namari's mother, I really did not like her because she was always talking about, oh, we make smart decisions, not fear, like not emotional ones, but doesn't realize that literally all of her decisions that she made throughout the movie were based on fear, which is an emotion. So it's like, come on.
Especially on how, like, they are the ones that decide to, take the dragon, the
Yeah,
heart's gem.
yeah, exactly. Like, and then, all right, so let's talk about the other characters. Literally everyone, like in our, party of heroes, lost
Mhm.
people to the Droon, except for Namari, as far as we know, um, because she does eventually end up like shifting over to the hero's side.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, she did lose her mother to the Droon, like right at the end of the movie, like before the fight with Raya.
Hmm.
But so yeah, literally everyone. Obviously, Raya lost her father. Boone lost both his parents and his sister. Um, Wong, uh, not Wong. That's the actor's name. Tong. Tong lost his entire village,
These, yeah.
including his child. And I guess that's part of the reason why he and Noi like formed a connection so easily, because Noi kind of reminded him of his child. And then, of
Also, what
course,
about that random child?
yeah, that's who I'm
Yeah,
talking
no,
about.
yeah.
And it's hard to remember her name because, like, they literally only said it once in the entire movie. But yeah, I like Noi and her little animal sidekicks. But yeah, she clearly also lost her family to the Droon.
Yeah.
And
Which
then,
is not said because they don't frickin' talk
no, but it's pretty clear that that's what happened because we, like,
at the end of the
actually see her
movie.
reunite with them
Yeah,
at
you
the end of
see
the movie. And then Sisu obviously lost her brothers and
an
sisters.
entire kind.
Yeah, entire species. yeah, so it's like obvious like that's what's going on, and then like there's this whole thing about like trust and stuff, but like it's not really explicitly said,
I
but
think
like I feel like the
Sisu.
whole thing with like
I found
Namari
that
or
every
Raya,
dragon
depending
piece
on how
had a
you look
bit of
at
the
it, or maybe
power of
even both of
the
them,
siblings.
yeah, like accidentally killing Sisu, it's mostly because like
Hmm.
Raya didn't trust Namari and she also didn't trust Sisu.
Yeah,
And I feel like that was, a big thing. I also like the touch of the fact that like the dragons weren't even flying. They were stepping on raindrops and jumping off of them.
I want to do that. I want to step on raindrops.
That was like really cool. But also like the dragon's powers. Can we just talk about that for a minute? Uh Sisu's power was that she could swim really fast. And then like her brothers and sisters like rain, shape shifting, fog, and glowing.
I mean, glowing is a pretty cool power.
Not really. Like imagine you're a member of this species and like your brothers and sisters can do really cool shit like shape shifting or like creating fog out of nowhere or bringing rain whenever they want or being able to swim at crazy high speeds, but then you're just like, yeah, I can glow.
There is something that I was wondering, like, what if, the orb is only like a fraction of their actual
Hello?
power? Like, Sisu has, can swim really fast and do a lot of things with water. What if, like, I don't know, the shapeshift one can shapeshift into more things than just humans, but since it's only a fraction of the power inside that fragment, Sisu can only shapeshift into humans, to a human form.
I also love that
With the
I also kind of love that I don't think I ever heard them say the word humans. It was always people.
That is true, yeah.
I just shapeshifted into people. No, it was shape change. They didn't call it shape shifting. They called it shape
Oh, shape
changing.
change. That's a I think about that's a bit weird thing to like. You won't like that's something you don't really catch until you're like pay attention to it, and it's like, wait, why is that?
Yeah, like, but honestly, like I thought it's funny when Raya was talking about how like people being people decided to fight over the dragon gem. I was like, yeah, that tracks. Like honestly, that's what humanity would do.
I'm pretty sure humanity has done that for like many different forms.
Yeah, gold.
Mm. Isn't there like some sort of like religious place that different religious like religions fight over?
Uh, Israel.
Yeah, I'm not religious in the slightest, so I barely keep up with
Like literally the
things.
entire quote unquote promised land
Oh, that's what they call it, the Promised Land. Did it
or
promise
the Holy
anything?
Land, however you want to call it. You know,
Hmm. I mean, that's basically what. Oh, I also love the fact that when everyone saw Sisu or looked at the dragon, like, the gems, they just did, like, their little prayer.
oh yeah, that thing where they like held their hands like in front of their face with like in
They
the
don't.
shape of a circle.
Yeah. They don't actually explain why it's a circle, and I never really got that. Maybe it's supposed to be like, an orb, like a 2D or so like just like the thing that saved him.
I don't know. Probably it could be. That wouldn't surprise me. I'd also be like interested to find out if Kumandra is something that like actually, means something in another language.
Hmm.
That'd be cool, something to look up and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I it, I still think even after the second viewing that this movie would have been better as a video game, and I'm gonna stick by that. Um,
Who knows? You might change your mind after the crappy game it's probably gonna get.
I really hope it doesn't get a game though. Like it's already a movie, and like often video game adaptations of movies don't end up doing too well. Um,
Often, but Disney has released some bangers, like some banger games
yeah,
of
but they're
adaptations of
usually
movies.
accidents.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a rule; it's the exception to the rule.
Yeah,
But maybe this is like really good source material for a movie. Sorry, for a game. So you can hope. Which actually, that kind of makes me want to like search up, if the game already exists for it, or if there's like plans for it.
considering this movie literally came out a few months ago, I doubt it. But anyway, um, I definitely don't think this is my favorite Disney movie. I definitely still put it. I definitely still put a lot of Disney movies above it. Raya is definitely the most like badass Disney princess, but
Yeah,
like still, I think Tangled is my favorite Disney movie. I don't even think this movie gets in the top 10 for me personally.
I'd have to like really consider it, but I definitely think it could be in the top 10 for me. Like that's like heavily consideration.
But anyway, yeah.
Oh,
Oh
apparently it's a
shit.
board game.
You know, a board game might not be too bad. Okay, good. It's still recording. For some reason, my computer went to the desktop, and I looked up and saw that it wasn't on Audacity anymore. But it was just minimized.
Yeah,
But yeah, I definitely think that a board game might be fun, but at the same time, there are a lot of shitty board games based off of TV shows and movies that play
I'm
terribly.
just looking at the board and
Um,
it looks cool. Anyway,
but yeah,
let's.
I think Tong was pretty cool, played by actually I don't remember the actor's like first name, but his last name is Wong, and he also plays Wong in Doctor Strange, which we will get to eventually. So yeah, that was
Okay,
pretty cool. And then Aquafina was Sisu, and then I don't recognize anyone else. Um, and I don't really know much about Aquafina, but
okay.
yeah.
About the video game, apparently it's being made into a video game.
Oh boy, we'll see
Or
how that goes.
Raya and the Last Dragon is begging to be made into a video game. That's what the article said.
Oh, that just sounds like other people, like kind of having the same idea I had, where it probably should have been a video game.
I'll read this article in depth and decide what it's trying to say.
Yeah, but
But
probably not
it
here.
wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if it was like turned into a game. A lot of Disney films get turned into at least some games.
Yeah. but they've kind of
I
slowed
mean,
down on that a bit.
yeah, I mean, Kim Possible was made in like many games, and it was a TV show.
Yeah, but that was like a long time ago.
Okay, it wasn't like no semi
I know
recent
there were
Disney
some
film.
Tinkerbell games on the DS that were named after specific Tinkerbell movies. And then obviously there are
Oh,
multiple Wall-E video games. There was the Gravity Falls video game.
oh, there's Wreck-It Ralph.
That doesn't surprise me. But anyway, um,
So I guess like there's a lot of video games that didn't happen in a short amount of time because most like Zootopia that was being added to Disney Infinity, and I guess that was their game. Do you
yeah,
count
Disney
that?
Infinity felt like it probably was consuming most of the potential games that could have been made. And I'm fine with that because I'm fine with less shit existing.
The Zootopia, not Zootopia. Disney Infinity was actually pretty good.
But anyway, I think that I don't know. I feel like today's how far have we been going?
Well, not even that far, like 26 minutes. There has to
Yeah,
be more things we can say, right?
I almost feel like there isn't really anything more we can say, to be honest. Um,
Like, I mean, we covered the set. Oh, wait, there is something I want to add on. So, so you notice how, like, at the end of the movie, he had all of them, all the kingdoms joined together or whatever, all the cities.
mm-hmm.
And I actually didn't catch it because I forgot what city it was. But one of them, like, their king didn't die because of the stone. Just died.
Oh yeah, the one from Tail. Yeah, he
Mhm.
died because he was so busy setting up booby traps to like guard the his piece of the gem that he ended up making it to the point where he couldn't escape. That was pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I remember. I don't remember like whatever happened to his, like whatever happened to the tail. Like what happened to the people?
Yeah, and like everything's kind of becomes a mess after you know they break the gem.
The one thing I don't like about like, no, this is not a fault with the movie. This is just a fault with like the moment the gem breaks and all hell breaks loose. No one thinks like, oh, we gotta put this back together. I was like, oh, we can finally steal. Everyone have a piece to steal from self.
I
Like
think it
there are
was more of a
toys.
case of like panic combined with like realizing that the pieces could repel the drone.
Oh yeah, but it's such a real standpoint of like, oh, we gotta take the pieces and leave instead of putting back the pieces.
Oh, and another thing to touch on,
Hmm?
just like in a completely different direction. This movie was not released in theaters. Obviously because of the pandemic, but
Yeah.
still, like it's surprising to see a movie from Disney Animation
Remember?
Studios, specifically them, not be released in theaters. Because like there have been a lot of animated movies from a Disney studio, but not specifically Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Hmm.
That and pretty much all of them released in theaters. But yeah, I think that's about all we have to cover, honestly. So, do you want
I
to give your
honestly thought
rating?
like honestly, I think I'd actually give this like an 8 out of 10. Obviously not my favorite, but like pretty damn close.
I think I'm gonna give this one a 6.9.
Fair rating.
Yeah, I would definitely watch it again, but I don't know. I don't think it's honestly, part of me just feels like it's average.
Really,
In a lot of ways, it just feels average. It's
I
obviously
mean, as you're
great
going,
to have like a Southeast Asian Disney princess. That's something that young young Southeast Asian girls can look up to. But like, I can't really comment. Neither of us can really comment on how good the representation is because, well, we're two white girls. So
though, something you're gonna find out in the course of this podcast. I love dragons.
yeah, we're eventually going to be covering How to Train Your Dragon. So
Which was added by me, so
yeah, all three movies, like eventually, but
maybe
probably
like
not back to
one,
back.
yeah, maybe like one Netflix TV show, the
Eh,
good one.
maybe we'll
I'll
see.
try to keep it Avory.
But yeah, given that we've done our ratings, um, so I'm going to leave a link down below to where you can purchase Raya and the Last Dragon if you desire. You
Do
can
they
also
release that on? Do they release it on DVD?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna be just posting like links to purchase things digitally. But also, if you would like to stream this movie, it is available on Disney Plus.
I know
Next,
people are not Disney fans, but like, I mean, you don't have Disney Plus. I'm just giving you that like, weird stare because there's so many movies, so many good things.
yeah. Next week we are going to be doing our free movie of the month for September, which is "But I'm a Cheerleader." But
I only learned about this recently.
yeah. Um, But it is time for me to spin the wheel to determine what our next movie from the actual list is going to be. So
Let's
here we
add a new
go.
movie.
And it is My Neighbor Totoro.
Yes.
So that should be a fun one. Uh but yeah, until then, I've been Avery, that's been Lily, and we'll see you next time.